Okay ji. Failure mode effect analysis. It is basically the analysis through which you get to know that what are the possible factors of failure and what is their effect. Failure mode effect analysis. So you basically get to know the modes of failure, the kinds of failure, and the effect they are creating. The most importantly, what is the magnitude of the effect they are creating. Because you, with the limited resources, you only tackle the risk and the problems which have the high priority, which have the high magnitude. Okay? So over here you see, these are the process step ATM authentication. ATM authentication failure mode effect analysis you are going to run. In that you see, potential failure mode is what? Potential failure mode is unauthorized access and authentication failure. So these are the failure modes or failure kinds. Note it down. There may come, in exam there may come a question like, give an example of FMEA, that is the failure mode effect analysis. Failure mode effect analysis. Failure mode effect analysis. Like ATM pin authentication, dispense cash dispenser. जी process हैं, process steps हैं, and basically in every process step you need to see that what is the failure mode effect analysis. So first is the authentication of the ATM card pin, and the second is the disbursement of the cash or dispense cash. These are the two process steps, and we start looking at the ATM pin authentication. Okay? So first you need to mention potential failure mode, potential or possibility of the failure. First possibility is unauthorized access, someone who does not have the credentials but have the card. Second is the authentication failure because of some or the other reason. You may forgot your password or there's some confusion. Yes. Or there can be a system fault. There can be a system fault. Unauthorized access. I'm saying that unauthorized access is a separate mode. I understand. My point is, you see, when someone is unauthorized and he is having the failure, but he will be part of this mode. He will be part of this mode. This is my point. Okay, let's move ahead. Potential failure effect. What will be the effect? The first effect is unauthorized cash withdrawal. Someone who is stealing the money of someone. So unauthorized cash withdrawal ho gaya. Very dissatisfied customer, or someone who is being unauthorized because some or the other reason.
Data breach, sir.
Yes. So when the cash has been taken out from the card, from the account, so the customer would be dissatisfied, very dissatisfied, disappointed by the banking services.
Sir, bank का पैसा तो छोड़ होता है ना?
सर बैंक रिटर्न कर देता है.
After a great, long, painful process, you get.
Easily हो जाता है बैंक में.
नहीं.
तो आपको कैश चाहिए होता है.
भाई, you have some amount of cash and it is lost. So you cannot imagine the anxiety of the customer. You are thinking from the point of view of the bank. No problem, cash तो बहुत है, पूरा बैंक भरा हुआ है. Cash बैंक पे वहाँ है, but उस बेचारे के पास, who has the very little amount, he does not have any cash. So you cannot imagine the anxiety of that customer. And with the uncertainty, well, this is a huge bank and I'm a little customer, how my problem will be resolved. So there is a little hope that customer is pursuing. Okay? Anyway, so when it is done, the severity, the next is severity. Note it down. Make the chart accordingly. जी 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 चार्ट बनाना जी जी मतलब you can give another example but the way the procedure must be the same.
सर पेपर में आया ना
हाँ इंशाल्लाह. Scoring though you can change as per the problem, like it's a ATM pin authentication. If there is another process step you are working with, so you can change the numbers. Number is the severity, that how severe the problem is. So you see 8. क्वेश्चन कहाँ लिखे हैं? नहीं ग्रे ये तो समझाया है आपको. बेसिकली दे आर टेलिंग यू व्हाट इज पोटेंशियल फेलियर मोड, इन व्हाट वेज कैन द स्टेप गो रॉन्ग. जी so you can note down the ATM pin authentication one or the other one the cash dispense. एग्जाम्पल मैं ओपन रखता हूँ. एग्जाम्पल आप अपनी मर्जी से कोई भी यूज हो सकती है. फॉर एग्जाम्पल हाँ मोबाइल फ़ोन पासवर्ड भी होता है. पिन हो गया, क्रेडिट कार्ड हो गया. FMEA तो पहले समझ लें, घुमा के FMEA समझ लें, फिर बाद में आए घूमे फिरेंगे. ग्रे लाइन तो इट इज़ जस्ट फॉर अंडरस्टैंडिंग, इसकी कोई रेलिवेंस नहीं है. रेलिवेंस इसकी है और इसकी है, बस रेलिवेंस इसकी और टोटलिटी करनी है, आपको डिसीजन लेना है. थोड़ा सा इसको वो करो यार, मिनिमाइज करो, जूम आउट करो. ठीक है. 1 to 10 अगर हम देखें तो आपका जो 10 जो हाई है और 1 जो है वो लो है सिविरिटी में. तो इसकी सिविरिटी बहुत हाई है. व्हेन समवन हैज़ लॉस्ट द कैश इट हैज़ अ हाई सिविरिटी. ठीक है. आगे हम चलते हैं. पोटेंशियल कॉजेज क्या है? लॉस्ट और स्टोलन ATM कार्ड. किसी का लॉस्ट हुआ है या स्टोल हुआ है ATM कार्ड, दैट इज़ वन ऑफ द फैक्टर. OCC is what? How frequently is the cause likely to occur? What is the frequency? So you see the frequency is little less. It is not very frequent that people card is stolen and the money is theft until the person is very close to you. It's very difficult. So the frequency is less, 3. So current process control. How can you control this issue? Block ATM card after 3 failed authentication attempts. When someone is keep attempting, you might have witnessed, I came across, my ATM card was blocked by the bank. Yes, the ATM card was taken by the ATM machine. When you keep giving the wrong password, what happens? The ATM machine keeps your card. Yes, you cannot get your card until the next day, 24 hours. It varies from bank to bank, but most of the bank takes 24 hours to give you card with the proper ID card verification. Anyway, so block ATM card. And how probable is detection of one failure mode or its causes? What is the probability of you can detect that problem? Detection. So probability is 3 because it's very difficult for you to detect that someone else is using your ATM. So you multiply all the numbers 8 into 3 into 3, that is 72. That becomes 72. ये out of 10 है. 3, 3, 8. That is out of 10. 10 is the most, 1 is the least. So that becomes 72. How much? 72. So you see the number which has the high like 196 is the number, so it means this is has a must have higher priority in your list. You must look into this problem carefully so that you can reduce the failure risk. Reduce the failure risk. Because when you reduce the failure risk, there is a reduction of loss. There is a reduction of loss, and the brand loyalty will not be disturbed. ठीक है, customer dissatisfaction will not be there, and your sales would be increasing. So it's very important that you get to know that what are the possible ways of failure of any process. You need to say. ठीक है, इसमें when we do programming, computer programming, we need to see what is the possible failure so that we throw exception. For example, if someone click on the wrong place, so what happens? It gives you prompt. What does that mean? It shows the FMEA, that shows that this is the possible failure. Yes, possible failure. It gets to know the customer or the user that this is wrong. Do this. How the Windows help you? Windows tell you everything. How does Windows know how to help you? To possible mode of failure. This is the concept. Okay, so the same concept they are using, and the most important one is the severity, the occurrence, and the detection. Note it down. The severity of the problem or the failure, the occurrence of the failure, the detection of the failure. The three things are very much important. Yes, other headings can be compromised. The data can be compromised, but these three headings has so much importance. Why? Because you calculate them together. Severity, occurrence, severity, occurrence, detection. Third is the detection. Why don't you note it down? ठीक है जी, so this is one of the very important topic. आप अभी बनाएं बैठ के, अभी बनाएं. एनी फॉर एग्जाम्पल कार का बना लें आप. कार है, वेरी हाई टेक कार यू हैव, ईवी आपने खरीदी है, एंड दैट इज़ वेरी एक्सपेंसिव, अबाउट 100 million. ठीक है, नाउ इट्स someone is trying to steal the car, if possibility. So the wrong keys are being used for the ignition.
It is using a screwdriver.
Whatever. So that's a wrong, unauthorized access. So you need to detect. So do it now. नहीं, skip नहीं मैंने बोला. मैंने कहा importance जो है इनकी है. You need to, because your decision making is dependent on these three numbers: severity, occurrence, detection. Severity, occurrence, detection. If you know them well, then it's easy. It is one of the very important one, because whatever the mode is, what is the effect? Mode, effect, severity, occurrence, detection. Mode, effect, मैं बता रहा हूँ आपको, ये important है. That is all. अगर आप और नहीं लिखेंगे, I will not deduct any marks. Mode, effect, severity, occurrence, detection. That's it. Mode, effect, severity, occurrence, detection. Detection. जी आपस में मल्टीप्लाई हो. तैमूर साहब, you are late in the class. ठीक है जी, आगे चलें. चलें जी. RPL काले. RPN, ये RPN इज अ नंबर है, रिस्क प्रायोरिटी नंबर कहलाता है ये, कि हाउ मच, व्हाट इज द प्रायोरिटी ऑफ द रिस्क, वी आर द रिस्क पॉसिबल. RPN लिख दें. RPN नहीं लिखे, RPN का नंबर नहीं है. असल चीज़ ये कि आपको प्रोसेस पता है. प्रोसेस मोर इम्पोर्टेंट. राइटिंग RPN और नॉट विल नॉट मेक एनी डिफरेंस. ठीक है, अभी आप लिखें जल्दी से अनऑथेंटिकेशन, इधर करें, इधर राइट पे, ये एटीएम पिन ऑथेंटिकेशन को करें आप कि कीज़ ऑथेंटिकेशन। मैंने कहा आपने ईवी व्हीकल ख़रीदी है दैट इज़ ऑफ मोर देन 100 मिलियन, इट्स अ न्यूली purchased car and it's very important to you, so you need to see that being a manufacturer of a car, that if any unauthorized person will try to switch on the car, so what is the priority of the risk for the manufacturer? Just think as a manufacturer, what is the risk priority for you? नहीं, मैं एक बात कह रहा हूँ, वो बात की बात अब क्या लगाएं क्या नहीं लगाएं। हम ये कह रहे हैं बीइंग ए मैन्युफैक्चरर यू वांट टू सी व्हाट इज द रिस्क प्रायोरिटी नंबर ऑफ दैट। जी यार अज्यूम कर लो ना, तुम भी पुश स्टार्ट पे चले गए। अज्यूम कर लो ना बेटा, तब सिखा रहे हैं एक बात, तुम उसमें कैसे भी गुजरे इंजन में बैठ जाएगी। मैं जो तुझे कह रहा हूँ वो तू समझ ले।
वीडियो में आ गया सर। सर इसमें इफेक्ट्स का है।